Hey guys, Nomus RC. We got in some goodies today. We got in the $200 8th scale Arrma Vendetta, brushless and everything. 70 mile an hour out of the box if you use the included speed pinion. 200 bucks, guys. These things are on sale dirt cheap. Let's see what kind of crappy radio equipment that they gave us with this. Huh, that's apparently our... another one of these. I really don't like these because it wouldn't even program properly with my new Hobbywing Fusion on my crawler. Like, you could not calibrate with the ESC whatsoever. So we'll be ripping that out, but we have an extra one that we can just toss to somebody if they need one. It's like we have some basic building tools. That giant included pinion there. That looks massive. Looks like we have a different downforce wing. A little bit different angle on it. Alright guys, there it is. Ooh. That's got some nice shocks, nice shock oil for the weight of the car. It's about perfect. Very nice. That is a gorgeous looking car. And it's mean looking. So the unboxing and initial look at this car has been really, really good. Let's get an up close look at the chassis. The only thing that I did to the body is I did shugu this wing down because the center of it is just completely loose, and that seems weird to me. And then on the car itself, obviously I put in my own receiver because I'm not going to use those crappy Spectrum radios. So I have a Radio Link receiver in here. We put an XT60 on it, as this car does not need anything more than that. It is nice that it came with a heat sink and fan already on the motor, and then obviously you got a fan on the ESC, so you don't need to invest any more money in anything, so that's very nice. All the driveline is plastic, guys, but it is super beefy looking, and these things don't have a crazy amount of power as it is, and they don't weigh very much. So we'll see how the driveline holds up. From reviews that I've seen of other people's, the driveline seems completely fine, and you don't have to touch it at all. But obviously, I would like to check that out for myself and see. We do have standard wishbone suspension. We have oil-filled shocks. They are not adjustable shocks, but it seems to be really, really good. I mean, great dampening. Feels like it's probably got 40 or 50 weight in the shocks. All these links look like they're fixed links. Maybe not, but they look like they're all fixed links. So I don't think that we can modify those links at all for camber and tow, and it definitely does not look like it has a caster adjustment. But all the tires are straight, so not a big deal. And on a road car, you really don't want a whole lot of tow in and out. You just want all your tires completely straight. It looks like they do have a spot for a chassis brace, but I will say this chassis is super rigid, super rigid. And another thing to note, guys, is all the parts on this car are like stupid cheap. You break an arm, it's a couple of bucks. You break a body mount, it's a couple of bucks. So it's really, really inexpensive to keep this thing maintained. We'll see how the slipper clutch does, right? I assume there's a slipper. I don't know if it's just direct power or a slipper. It looks like this might actually be the slipper assembly right here with a little nut that you can torque down the spring and get your stuff a little bit tighter so it doesn't slip at all. Let's take a look at the underneath of the chassis. Very basic. We do have a diffuser in the rear, which is nice. Obviously they don't do a whole lot on an RC car unless you're going stupid fast, but they look great. So, it does have sway bars front and rear. So that's actually really nice because we're going to be, going pretty quick. We want it to be as stable as possible. It does have a standard Spectrum servo in it. We'll see how long that lasts. These things notoriously go out immediately. We'll see how long that the ESC lasts. I've not had super great luck with these ESCs, but this one is not going to be under a ton of load. The ones that I've had problems with, I was putting under a lot of load, but you know what? Hobby Wings hold up just fine under load, so I'm not sure what's up with the Spectrum ESCs. In my opinion, they are not Hobby Wing ESCs. They do something to them. You do get some nice kind of mud guards up here that should keep a lot of debris out of the chassis. That's a good little feature. These rims and tires seem to be really, really nice. You can definitely tell that they're not belted, but they have good foam in them. They seem to be a really thick tire. I don't see anybody blowing these out very often. They do put a little hole in it so that if you get any water in your tire, it's just going to sling it out. It's not going to make it unbalanced or weighted incorrectly. You do get a center drive shaft brace with this vehicle, and it has a bearing. That's actually kind of nice. I thought that you had to buy that as an extra. So cool that they do come with that. And other than that, guys, you know, we're not going to tear into the diffs or anything like that. So this is just kind of a first look at it, and then we'll do a running video, and we'll see how she does. For $200, man, that's a hell of a car.